Hey guys, today we will be installing a full army green kit from dipyourcar.com.
We will be masking, prepping, spraying, and of course peeling. The link to this kit will be posted in the description. We will be starting this video with a full unboxing of the Dip Your Car kit. Here you can see me extracting the contents of the yellow bag. This G4 sprayer was very user-friendly and produced fantastic results. Here are the dip containers of half Avalanche Gray and half Army Green. Of course, part 1 of this video will in fact be the masking. I decided to start with the driver's side window trim. Please note that having this tape and drape essentially cut the covering process in half. Try your best to cut this right under the window trim line. Please note how I cut around both the driver and passenger side mirrors. Again, I definitely cut this too short, but it really doesn't matter as you'll be refining these edges with the masking tape. Here we are finalizing the masking with the yellow tape included in the kit. Remember that the yellow tape is significantly better for any tight corners you might encounter around the car. I highly recommend running your hands over the masking to ensure that there's no lift whatsoever on the tape. The mirrors are by far the hardest part to both mask and spray on this vehicle. I can almost guarantee you will probably need to redo the corner where the mirror lines up with the top of the door panel. If I could do this project over, I would have uninstalled the mirror caps from the vehicle and then vinyl wrapped them black. Next, we will be moving forward to the engine bay of the vehicle. Do not worry about getting right up to the edge with the tape and drape, as you will be going back through it with the yellow tape. For the headlights, try and get as much coverage as you can with the blue tape. You can also go ahead and just remove both headlights if you feel as though that is easier. This yellow tape really does wonders for those corners. Next, we'll be taking a look at that front grille. Note that I have the aftermarket honeycomb grille on my vehicle. Do not forget to mask the top of the engine cover. Both fog lights are pretty straightforward. You simply just need to remove both kidney grills and start masking. You do not need a specialty tool to pop out the tow hook cover. There is probably a better way to do this, but I just ended up crumbling masking paper and then shoving it into the bumper air dam. Next, we'll be moving on to the front windshield. As you can see, yet again, I cut it too short, so learn from my mistakes. This windshield trim came right off in my vehicle. I completely forgot to film the sunroof, but here is the final product. The rear window is very similar to the front windshield when it comes to the tape and drape. For the rear diffuser, you do have the two options to either remove the plastic piece or just mask around it like before. The rear taillights are almost the identical process as the front. Again, you can remove them if you feel as though this is necessary. It really makes all the difference to double check those corners. This rear spoiler would not be on a normal 2010 A4, so please take note that this is an aftermarket part. The wheels are really quite simple to mask. Just make sure that you have some extra tape to hold the drape back. Any form of duct tape should suffice. Here we are looking at the final product. I found it the easiest to remove the entire license plate bracket. I ended up doubling up the yellow masking tape around the mirrors. I think this really helped eliminate any sort of tape lift. Now we can start applying the Dip Your Car pre-dip spray. I definitely recommend wiping down the car in sections, as it's quite easy to miss a spot. Now we can set up the G-Force sprayer. Please note that the Army Green kit has a base layer of Avalanche Gray. Make sure to stir this for at least 30 seconds. Of course, you'll need to re-stir the dip after every spray session. This is a very messy job, so dress accordingly. The first layer should be the lightest coat.
Always be mindful of the coverage with the dip. Make sure you are getting all the way down to the base of the doors.
Just be aware, guys, at one point the G-Force sprayer's hose rubbed up against my vehicle and it slightly damaged my dip job. Once you have depleted the Avalanche Gray, you will then be moving on to the Army Green. Make sure to replace the strainer. I'm planning on making an additional video on how to properly clean this sprayer. Here we have fast forwarded around an hour and you can see that the base layer Avalanche Gray has completely cured. Now we are applying the Army Green. I was genuinely surprised at how well Plastidip covers up rock chips. Do not forget to spray the underside of this front bumper. It will take quite a lot of abuse. Originally, I was spraying door to door, but I realized around halfway through the project that it was much more efficient to spray back and forth. You can really see that greenish hue starting to come out. Fast forwarding again, All coats have been applied, and we will soon be starting the peeling process. Another major mistake that I made was trying to peel around this Audi emblem. Yet again, learn from my mistakes. Alright guys, we're now at the most satisfying part of the project. I would also recommend keeping your respirator on for this final part of the job. When peeling the dip, of course, make sure to always be peeling away from you and do it as gently as possible. As you can see, a very small amount of overspray was on the chrome trim, but this came right out. I was very happy with the results of this sunroof. God, these mirrors were absolutely impossible to perfect. At some point, I need to completely redo these mirrors, and at that point, I'm probably just going to use black vinyl wrap. And of course, your Audi will not have this spoiler. The back window is pretty self-explanatory. Surprisingly, all of the windows and trim came out very well. Part of that probably had to do with the fact that I peeled it while it was still semi-wet. Looking back now, recording this video, I really do just wish that I took the headlights out. Of course, you're going to take all of this tape and drape away. Yeah, I would have definitely just taken off this diffuser if I could do this again. It is quite likely that you'll have a bit of overspray on this front bumper. I would recommend some rubbing alcohol and a shop rag to eliminate these spots.